little bit of Deus Ex Triforce, Deus Ex Chosen One. Hey, we're back. So last time we had a wonderful time hanging out with people in a nice little warm village in the middle of the woods, you know. Got up to some hijinks, had to save some kids from some goblins, you know, normal Zelda stuff. We've seen it before, very much like Wind Waker. And then, well, some masked demon men on boars swooped in and shot our friend, presumably killing her. Took her body and took Colin away. Went to the village, opened up a portal in the sky. We tried to pursue them, only to see that the entirety of the area was then walled off with some mysterious evil force. And then a giant demon hand reached out and pulled us in. And now we're being confronted with shadow demons. So, you know, it's just your average normal Zelda game. Let me tell you something. The utter shock, the shock and awe I was in. I gotta tell you how fast my jaw hit the ground when I'm sitting here playing this game. Everything's normal, everything's fine. Getting a little spooked out, having to use the lantern to light a little bit dark cave. Oh, there's bats. Oh, there's evil plant monsters. Oh no, it's a little scary. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of creeping me out. And then like, dudes roll up riding giant boars. A horrifying goblin man blows a hole through the sky, and then just shadow demons. Just like awful, terrible, like flat-faced, with these like long tendril-like hairs on their heads and stuff like that, crawling around. Freaking, you get get right up into Link's face. Link turns into a wolf. We're in some sort of like alternate reality now. Yeah, I mean, this game blew my mind. I didn't think games were allowed to just freaking drop bombs on you, like bombshells on you, like this game does. This game's wild. So yeah, so this game isn't a hey, we're gonna, you know, go on an adventure to Hyrule, and that's going to be the inciting incident where something happens and we have to go on a journey. Nope. It tells you quietly, hey, we're gonna go left really quick, okay? And then it makes the hardest turn right, throws you out a right turn so hard that you go flying out the window into oncoming traffic. And I love it. It's great. I would like to say, yeah, this game is madness. This game is utter madness. And the sounds, too, the sound design, when that thing's looking you in the face. And it has, like, that weird synthetic, like, eerie, like, synth sounds, bassy synth sounds playing in the background. And now we're in freaking jail. So, you know. To each their own. Also, oh my gosh, yeah, also we're a wolf now. There was a little bit of Deus Ex Machina. It's gotta be said. Oh yeah, and then we get this introduction. I found you. Look at that eye. Okay. There's a lot of things here. Tiny imp girl. Tiny goth imp girl. That's okay, that's not the main thing to look at. What I'm looking at though is that is a factor. I mean, I think everybody was in love with Midna, right? Everybody is in love with Midna, right? I feel like that was a normal thing to say. Anyways, regardless, that's not the important thing. The important thing is that eye looks familiar. That eye on a mask looks just a little bit familiar, and also she has a snake running through it as well that looks like. So we got a lot of iconography going on here, right? We have what is clearly Majora's Mask eye, right? Now, whether or not the mask that she wears, which is an important thing throughout the game, whether or not it is directly connected to Majora's Mask, or is loosely connected to Majora's Mask, or maybe it was made by the same people that Majora's Mask was made by. But what that immediately tells you, what should immediately tell you is that this girl has power. She's got power of some sort, and it's probably frightening, and it's probably destructive, and it's probably horrifying. What else do you need to know about her at the moment? Other than she is just a tad unsettling. I found you. Oh, aren't you scary? Also, she has she's like fully voice acted, in a way. You can't understand a word she's saying. It's a fake language, but she does talk the whole time. Are you sure you want to be doing that, snarling and glaring at me? Well, that's too bad. I was planning on helping you, if you were nice. That's much better. You humans are obedient to a fault, aren't you? Oops, but you aren't human anymore, are you? You're a beast. There, you be a good boy and calm down. Don't need to bite. You look kind of surprised. So I bet you're wondering, where exactly are we? Well, I'll make you a deal. If you can get me out of here, maybe I'll tell you. Get ready to hear her yawn a lot throughout the game now. Because she is often waiting on you. Come on, what's the matter with you? Get over here. You can't force your way out. Why don't you see if there's some kind of hole you can squeeze yourself through? I mean, places like this are always full of holes, right? Yeah, for once, the burrows are actually obviously too thin for us to get out of. Yeah, so something to note is that something was going to happen to us when we got taken, but what saved us happened to be Deus Ex Machina, which I never like in anything, but I mean, Zelda games are all about being chosen, and so obviously you could see the Triforce on our hand, but if that doesn't make it abundantly clear that, like, yes, we already have the Triforce. Link is in fact a chosen one. He already has the Triforce, and that makes sense. But that's actually what I think is. It works because Zelda games are all about chosen ones. It's the cyclical nature of them. So like, and we saw Link have the Triforce the whole time in it, and that makes sense because of the timeline. Because in this timeline, there was a hero of time who lived out his days, right? Whereas in the Wind Waker timeline, there needed to be the creation of a new hero, or a new generation of Link as a hero to hold the Triforce of Courage, because the Triforce of Courage was taken and broken up into pieces and scattered across the world so that nobody else could have it. Nobody like Ganondorf could claim it because the Hero of Time was gone from that timeline. There was nobody to hold that power. Presumably, Link gave, or the hero, young Link, sort of lost that power by the time when he went back in time, presumably, right? And obviously in the young Link timeline, both the Triforce of Courage, Power, and Wisdom were all preserved and all. Well, no, he probably didn't give it back. That wouldn't make sense, right? But there was nobody to claim that spot as holding that power in the adult Link timeline. So they took that piece of the Triforce, broke it, scattered it across the land into pieces. It's weird because to me the Triforce is never actually a physical thing. It is a spiritual or a power-based entity that one holds within them. But Wind Waker made it like literally a thing to be collected, and then you have it. But it makes sense that in this in the child timeline that we are currently existing in, which is what this game takes place in, that there would be somebody born with that power. Because we're coming off the heels of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, where there was a hero who wielded it. And to some degree, whether to some degree past Links are ancestors of each other. I'm pretty sure that's the idea. But so many centuries pass that that time changes to such a degree, or there is just a no. I don't think that's not ancestors. I think people are reincarnations of each other, right? Like a Link gets reincarnated and a Zelda gets reincarnated. Zeldas are all descendants of each other because they're all like the royal family, right? But Links are reincarnated at some point, I think. I think Links are always reincarnated and inherit the power of a past Link. But yeah, so it would make sense that this Link exists. He has the power within him already. He's already been chosen. He's already been, touched by the gods, so to say. So it makes sense that, despite the fact that it saves him is being a Deus Ex Machina, which I don't like. I do like the fact that, like, because he has it with him already, for reasons that do make sense, for logical reasons, whatever was going to happen to him fails or stops, and it is able to give him a form that can exist in this alternate space, which we are clearly in an alternate space. You can tell because there's these little embers flying up throughout the air, and there's a little like sepia hue everywhere. Oh, she actually giggled at that. Well, I guess this is my life now. I'm just a dog. Guess you're not completely stupid after all. Well, give me some time. You don't know me yet. Listen, I like you, so I think I'll get you out of here. But in exchange for my help, you have to do exactly as I say. You need anything from me, just press L to give me a sign. So, are we all clear? Good. Now come on, get moving. Yeah, so a couple things. It's good, it's cool. Like, it's another powder that is actually going to be out with us frequently. But then also, she has such a personality. She has such a strong personality, and her personality is not like, oh, I need to help you. Like, my purpose is to help you. She has so many freaking sound effects and stuff. It's so funny. What's that? Try pressing ZL after that? Well, you'll figure it out. So yeah, we are just like a wolf now. And you know what's interesting? The movement is so much smoother and like quicker. It feels distinct from being a human, which I think is actually really cool. But then also, if you could tell, we were hearing a bunch of like really nice music that had the instrumentation of like orchestrated. It's all synthetic, obviously. They were still using like MIDI instruments, but you know, it was like to feel like fully orchestrated pieces, right? But now we're in this place, and we've got like these weird ethereal chimes, these droning noises, a lot of like obviously synthetic stuff, synthetic instruments that are not trying to sound like authentic ones. Like they're trying to sound sort of robotic, otherworldly, like synthesizers and stuff. It's a very different vibe immediately from like the very warm village setting we were in. Oh, well. Want to see something interesting? You're a beast, remember? Press X to hone your senses and poke around. So this is what happens to everybody else who is not special, does not hold some sort of power within them like we do. I can't run any further. That's far enough, right? I'll be safe here, I think. What was that noise? Don't do anything. Don't come near me. Don't come near me. So yeah, we can see a bunch of tortured souls floating around in this horrible abyss. That was a soldier's spirit. Maybe it's someone from the other world. There were a lot of other spirits roaming around here, you know. Hone your senses with X to see them. They might know things. I doubt you're used to your new body yet, so I'll just tell you. Think about how you fought enemies in your human form. Just because your shape has changed doesn't mean your instincts have as well. In other words, yeah, you use the same button. Oh, I should have let the music... Okay, next time we get that, I'll let the music rock for a bit. Because it's, the music... Oh, that's actually enough to jump across. The music when you're in the Twilight, which is what this is. I'll just come out and say it right away. This is the Twilight, hence the name of the game. The music is upsetting. A little bit of moolah, not bad. Now we have gotten to like see our partners before, but they're usually not so present with us. So this is actually kind of nice. The music, it's so unnerving. It's so unnerving because it's so artificial. Here, I'll let the music rock for a bit. Also, first off, these things, awful looking. Just just awful looking. Little, like, suddenly you feel like you're not playing a Zelda game anymore. You are a wolf. There's this creepy imp girl with like hair powers. There's these things with like glowing lines, enemies with like glowing lines running through them, faceless enemies that are just like these hulking beasts that scurry around and grab at you. The music changes, the environment changes. It feels wrong and awful. You know what I don't understand, though? I don't understand. Whoa. Why the skulls in this area? Also that when you grab them with your teeth and shake them around a bit, it's pretty freaking brutal. This is not your dad's Zelda game. That's for sure. But the skulls have like horns on them, even though this would be a human prison, presumably. But the skulls are not human skulls. I don't know if it's because we're the Twilight version of it. I will say I am loving the clarity though of this version of the game. Although you can see there's still a little bit of haze when we're in the Twilight, just because of the way that the Twilight works. What are those black things? Where are they coming from? How do we get out of here? Oh. Oh, she splits apart a little reminiscent of Shadow Mario in Super Mario Sunshine. It's way over here. I'll be waiting for you, but you'll have to help yourself for a change. Oh no. Whoa! We do still have a spin attack, which I think is hilarious. And the ghouls! What are those black monsters? I've never seen anything like them. Neither have I. We've seen quite a lot of enemies in these Zelda games so far, and nothing fits their description, that's for sure. Oh. Please, I'm but a lowly soldier. Please, someone save me from these evil creatures. Did the detour tire you out, little wolf? By the way, are you using X to hone your senses like you should? Oh, she actually sounded like she was reprimanding me there for a second. I wonder how they made her voice. I'm assuming they like had somebody record their own voice, but then I would wonder who actually voiced Midna. Looks like the spirits in here, they're all soldiers. Who in the world could we be? You want out of here, right? Okay, we're off. She knows where we are. It should be pretty easy to guess where we are. It's gonna get easier once we get out. Ugh, what are you doing? What do you mean? I tried to jump across it, it didn't work. I don't, what do you want from me? Guess I have to do everything for you. Look, I'll show you all the same ledges. Well, all the small ledges. Got some mad hops though. Yeah, when you're a wolf, your options are pretty limited, but suddenly everything almost becomes like a platformer. Even the bats are messed up. Look at them. So you know where we are yet? Well, if you go to the top, you might figure it out. Oh, but I gotta be pretty quick about it, huh? You can kind of just mash A until you get where you need to go. Yeah, this introduction... Oh, immediately should know where you are. We did it! We're at the end of our quest. We made it to Hyrule Castle, where we need to deliver the goods. So we can just deliver the goods as a wolf and then get the heck out of here, right? Maybe? So we're finally able to get out. And look at the sky. Isn't the black cloud of Twilight looking beautiful today? Do you know where this is? You still don't know. Well, actually, that's the thing. Link wouldn't, because he spent his entire life in that village in the woods. So, this was going to be his opportunity to see Hyrule Castle. I love how in Wind Waker, they spend the whole game, and then it's like this huge twist when you finally make it to Hyrule Castle. And then in this game, the twist is how early you make it to Hyrule Castle. Look, there's someone I want to introduce you to, but I'll need you to go to that tower to do it. Oh, no first person running around this time. Thing looks great. Oh, I forgot about these things. The sounds they make are terrible. Also, if you look at their faces, they're supposed to be like the birds that we fought in Wind Waker. But their faces, they don't have like heads or beaks or anything, there's just massive holes. It's terrible. So there are even spirits up here, huh? This whole spirit thing is pretty new to you, isn't it? Even though these guys can't see those can see those monsters, they don't know a thing about you. If you think I'm lying, why don't you check it out? Hone your senses. Huh, why can't they see us? I actually don't remember that. What are those monstrous birds? What in the world is happening here? Oh, poor Hyrule Castle. Yeah, if we actually... Oh. I do like how everything goes out. All the light goes out. You only can see a little bit in front of you. That wasn't the person I wanted you to meet, by the way. Well, let's just try and get to the tower. if you look, I mean, things are messed up, right? Like, it looks pretty dilapidated. It's pretty clear, like, they were definitely under attack from presumably all the stuff that's around us. These things, look at their heads. They're just gaping holes with like flaps of skin. Awful. Freaking terrible. Oh, she actually changed how she was sitting. What? I never knew she did that. She like looked around and stuff. She's got so much personality. It's I feel like she's an easy pick for best porno character in these games. Although I haven't played every game that has a porno character, so. I do remember, however, that it was like, that's why Fee was like kinda disappointing. I like Fee better now, having completed the whole game. Look, just a little farther. Yeah, I like Fee better after finishing the whole game, but I mean, like, Fee's personality, her being like a supercomputer of sorts, is not amazing. It's not very compelling or interesting character because there's just not much to her, and she doesn't really ever change. That's another thing too. I think that's a big thing. The partners never really change much. The King of Red Lion does have a pretty big shift at the end, which is cool. He sort of rethinks his reasons for doing everything that he's been doing, because he sees how it's affecting people who don't have anything to do with his problems. Navi doesn't really change, although I guess you could argue that her leaving Link at the end is supposed to indicate some sort of change in something, but we don't ever know what. Tattle kind of softens up a bit. She's sad to see Link go, but so she changes a bit over the course of Majora's Mask. Midna, though, where Midna starts and where she goes is great, but we'll see that. Excuse me? May I have pets behind my ear? Oh, the cloak has the Sheikah eye on it. Midna?
What make it mine?
You remembered my name. What an honor for me. I love how Midna is a little subtle there, but like Midna, they spend way more time on people's reactions and reactions to things that are happening. More so than any of the games so far, right? But this is also obviously, as we've seen, considering we're going to be heading it's going to be at least 3 to 5 hours before we have before the game opens up and stops being quite as linear as it is right now. Which even Wind Waker, by this point in Wind Waker, we had extra side things that we could do or choose not to do, right? So, but she has a really, because this game is more story driven, it spends a lot more time with like the characters and like how they're and like the reactions and spending time on them, like on them talking and speaking to one another, and having character driven scenes and things like that. I really loved, and not only plot driven scenes, because like the game opens up with Russell and Link just talking, right? I think that's really what sets the tone, right? Is that like, no, this is a game where you're going to sit down. We're gonna sit down and we're really going to we're really going to examine characters existing with one another. They're going to speak to each other. They're going to have conversations. They're going to grow. They're going to change. You know, like not every single scene is going to be solely, or piece of dialogue is going to be solely about the plot, which is what I enjoyed in Wind Waker when it came to talking to NPCs and stuff outside of the story. Most cutscenes had to do, like, were story driven in Wind Waker, or plot driven. But like that little interaction right there when we walk in, and at first Link's growling, and Midna gets a kick out of that because it's like, oh, haha, he's growling at this lady. He doesn't know that this is, spoiler alert, he doesn't know that this is Princess Zelda, right? And so she gets a kick out of that and laughs. But then when this figure turns around, and immediately you can see a bit of the sort of like feminine, the feminine features and stuff like that underneath the hood. You can get a feel for the face and see like, oh, it's a very pretty lady. And then Link immediately, his demeanor changes. He like straightens up, he softens up a bit and stops growling, and Midna like rolls her eyes. I never caught that before. Midna like rolls her eyes and like looks back and like, okay, wow, like, is that all it takes? Throw a pretty girl at you and suddenly, like, you know, you like completely let your guard down. Okay, I see how it is. As opposed to when Midna introduced herself. Granted, Midna, it was a little aggressive, a little bit like, you know, Midna kind of framed herself in a untrustworthy position, teasing us about being locked up and stuff. So so this is the one for whom you were searching. It's not exactly what I had in mind, but I guess it'll do. You were imprisoned. I'm sorry. Dang, Link's big. Wolf Link is huge. Poor thing, he has no idea where this is or what's happened. So, don't you think you should explain to him what you've managed to do? You owe him that much. Twilight Princess. Title drop. It also... probably not true. Listen carefully. This was once the land where the power of the gods was said to slumber. This was once the kingdom of Hyrule. But that blessed kingdom has been transformed by the king that rules the Twilight. It has been turned into a world of shadows, ruled by creatures who shun the light. It is interesting, the game pointing at Zelda and calling her the Twilight Princess. Oh, that was a depiction of the three goddesses, I think. Oh, weird. The Hyrule gods, their shields have legs, so they can, like, stand them up. Oh, crimey, that's awful. There's so many, and they're so fast. The Twilight beasts are... Ooh. Xant's freaking weird screech sound effect that plays when he walks into a room. It is time for you to choose. Surrender or die. Oh yes, a question for all the land and people of Hyrule. Life or death? Because Zelda is wise enough to know when she doesn't have the power to stop somebody. Twilight covered Hyrule like a shroud. Without light, the people became as spirits. Within the twilight, they lived on, unaware that they had passed into spirit forms. Okay. All the people know now is fear. Fear of a nameless evil. So that's how it works. So to them, everything seems to be the same, but they are in different forms. In a different realm now. The kingdom succumbed to Twilight, but I remain its princess. I am Zelda. You don't have to look so sad. I actually find it to be quite livable. I mean, is perpetual twilight really all that bad? Well, let's see. Russell described the twilight hour that we experience as a time where we can feel the regrets of all the spirits who have lived and who are living and who have lived, and feel the loneliness in the air. So, is twilight that bad all the time? I don't know. Is that like a aspect of it that has to exist the whole time? Questions. Food for thought. Yeah, I rewatched the scene just to get a better idea of it in my head. He said it is the hour when the twilight hour is the hour in which our world intersects with theirs. All the lingering spirits who have passed on from our world, where we can feel their regrets and their sorrows. That is why loneliness always pervades this hour. So as long as you find it to be quite livable. Midna. This is no time for levity. The shadow beasts have been searching far and wide for you. Why is this?
Yeah.
Why indeed? You tell me. Time has grown short. The guard will soon make his rounds. You must leave here quickly. Midna freaking looking around. Okay, but what's the game plan though? Please, you must leave quickly before the guard comes. Oh, also notice, we have a form, although it's a little bit different than our usual form. But Zelda is also not a spirit here. which makes sense because she is also a wielder of the Triforce. Also, if you didn't notice, ow! Minna passes on the back like, hey buddy, that's fire. Are you okay? You okay there, bud? But hold on. There's clearly a space back there. It's quite a large fireplace you have there, princess. Did Minna even tell us her name? Oh, wait a minute. No, because Minna doesn't know her name. Because we're not able to tell Minna her name. We're a wolf. That's hilarious. Not that way. The guard's coming. Boy, he's prompt. So weird seeing Majora's Eye in her mask now. Ooh. There's a little bit of something else in that. Do you understand where we are now? Guess a promise is a promise, so I'll let you go back to where you first tumbled into Twilight. But, are you really sure you should be going back? You sure you aren't forgetting something or anything important? Do you want to save them? Well, in that case, little Minna would be happy to help you. Oh, that's cruel. Oh, I forgot she did that. I forgot she could shapeshift like that. But well, you'd have to be my servant. And like a servant, you'd have to do exactly as I say. Why don't you go back and take a little time? Give it some thought. She just turned us into freaking ashes. I guess we're dead now. Oh, that's right. I forgot to mention one thing. Though you may have left the darkened realm, you haven't transformed back to your former self, and you won't anytime soon. Now, why could that be? See you later. In other words, we don't really have a choice. She's giving us a choice. We just don't actually have one. Oh, they blocked the hole up. It's interesting though, the guy who rode in, you could see him, he stopped at this pond, then he looked in, and then he blew the horn, like he was looking for something. Although we don't know why they took everybody. So, what next? Oh, Shadow actually disappears when she comes up. Like, she's literally our Shadow. That's a really cool idea. That's a really cool idea for one of the partners in these games. Like, how they show up to you. Did you think I'd disappear? Listen, there's another thing I forgot to tell you. Don't think you can just run off and save your friends, because you can't. Just beyond that bridge, the land is covered in twilight. Last time, a shadow beast pulled you through the curtain of twilight. If you want to go that way, this time, you'll need the cooperation from someone... Oh, of someone from the twilight, like me. So you really have no choice but to do what I say.
Hunting would take anything.
Saving your friends and all that. Well, that'll depend on your actions.
You've my aside.
Because you never can trust words, you know. Right now, I want a sword and a shield that will suit me. You do understand me, don't you? So what do you plan to do? While you're here dawdling, the Twilight continues to expand. Come on, hurry it up. She needs a sword and shield. Yeah, if you don't know, we're actually going to be playing as Midna. Wielding a sword and shield. Come on, Midna, go grab the Master Sword. Yo, this looks particularly sick. Boy, you sure are thick. Criminy. I just wanted to see it. It's cool looking. Only someone from the Twilight can pull you back in the Twilight. So you want to go? Oh man, she sounds pissed. So you want to go back in there? You have to do as I say and go find a sword and shield somewhere. Oh, makes me run back. I wanted to get the cool light effect. When you get closer to it, it gets darker and it's like scary. Sword and shield. Well, we know where both of those things are. Oh. My dude. You listening? Oh, I thought maybe you'd give me enemy advice. Man, whatever happened to people giving me advice about enemies? Well, those guys definitely aren't bokoblins. That's for sure. Yeah, I like how you can already see, like, if a Link was in Zelda's position, Link would have acted right there. He would not have given up because it's just not his nature, right? But Zelda, who is, of course, holds the wisdom out of everybody in the Trinity, in the Triforce Trinity, she holds the wisdom. She immediately saw the situation and was like, "Okay, I'm gonna get everybody killed. I'm going to get myself and everybody else killed. More importantly, everybody else." Oh, I knew it. Wait. It's the squirrel that I pointed out earlier. I totally forgot that we could talk to animals. Thank you for taking care of those bad guys. They made both the village and the forest a mess. They kidnapped the village children. All of the children? I don't remember why they did that. I don't remember why the bad guys kidnapped all the kids either, but it's like really shocking and kind of sad. Although, I mean, Wind Waker had a lot of kidnapped kids too, I suppose. But this one, it's a little heavier here though, because in Wind Waker, you have to get your sister back, and it's like that's pretty heavy, right? You got to leave your grandmother to do it. But in this one, it's heavy for a different reason, because it's like you knew all these kids, you saved all these, you saved the kid, you saved Tallow, you hung out with them all, you know, they all think you're super cool and stuff like that. You spent time with them, and then they're all kidnapped, and it's like, dang, that's pretty rough. But I know you're not one of them. I could tell because you smell like the trees of Warden. If you run into any trouble, try talking to the animals. The animals understand one another, so you'll be alright. Thank you, squirrel. You're a good man, squirrel. Oh, how did it come to this? Children, please say nothing's happened. Please forgive your good-for-nothing father. about the shield. Hey, not so loud. I came to it, as we discussed. How close do I gotta be to get... When they notice my earrings? Take a look at me, friends. It's sad because it's like we can't even let everybody know that we're okay. They think that everybody, like me included, like us and everybody else, are like all have been taken out, which is really sad. Huh? Fresh face, huh? You're a sharp one to realize you needed to come to introduce yourself to me. If you want to know anything about this town, I can tell you. What do you say? Sure, tell me. Let me tell you. This is usually a quiet little village, but there was a bit of a ruckus today. Wait, this is all the same day? We got taken all the way to Hyrule in one day? Pfft. If you say so. You gotta know, monsters attacked the village and made off with the little brats. You look a bit like a monster yourself. You're gonna be hanging around town. You may want to stay out of sight of the people. But I'm just a wolf. I'm not a monster. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Oh, here we go. So that shield is still in your house, right? Yeah. Should be in a storage loft. Good, go grab it quick as you can. Russell got wounded pretty bad, so he can't go search for the kids. We'll take over for him. But Russell had a sword, Mayor, and he still got hurt. If you're unarmed, you're done for. They'll be fine. The sword we were going to present to the royal family should still be at Russell's house. Oh, that was our gift. Oh yeah? Alright, I understand. I'll hurry up and get you that shield. You just wait here. No good, run. If you guys get that spooked from just like a wolf, you guys are in trouble. It's not a bad bit of information you heard, huh? Looks at this open window. This village is full of idiots. Hey, chill. So, we should jump there, but from where? Hello, dog. Nighttime walks are so nice, aren't they? I hope I find something good buried tomorrow. I love digging holes and looking for treasure. You can use senses to find out where to dig. We'll dig something up. You don't say. Oh. Sick. I probably won't try to dig up everything that we see, but I'll do it a bit. Because it's fun to just run around and be a dog. Oh, we lit the torches. You returned for more, haven't you? My daughter, return her. Oh no. He's taking a note from our book. He learned. Except he's gonna use an eagle to attack us. Wait, eagle, we can talk. Ah! Oh, yo. Hello, cat. Were you attacked by that hawk? You're no match for him. Are you sure? It's just a bird. Yo, Link, your joints, your legs, are you okay? Are you okay, boy? What's wrong? I'm sorry, the person calling the hawk is my master's husband. You can sneak up from behind and scare him. Duly noted. Well, let's get onto the roof. I'm here and scare that guy. Look at him posing like he's all important. Wait until he sees us. You mean me. That poor guy. Oh, right. You know what? I totally forgot. We don't have an instrument or a conductor's baton, but we howl as a wolf. That's the instrument that we have. Not the most elegant form of music, but it is nature's music. So, you're Link, right? Sorry about giving you so much trouble before. I'm not proud of it, but it's in my genes to obey anyone who blows a reed. That's sad. Your voice sounded just like a reed, so I fell down, flew down. I'll tell you what, next time, call me like that when you need something. Who knows? I might be able to help out. Thanks, man. It's funny, because this is the same exact, like, we see this eagle, you can see him in the sky all throughout the intro section. So it's actually kind of cool. Oh, where's the wife? Or the husband. Where did anybody go? Found it. Sorry guys, I'll take this later. If it's touched by fire, it will burn. Oh jeez, really? Looks kinda cheap. It's handmade! Alright then. Next is the sword. Minda's roasting. Minda sounds like maybe she isn't used to rural living. Oh my gosh, my dude. Oh, he's actually like bloodied. Oh, he didn't look. I don't remember him looking bloodied. Maybe it just wasn't that clear. I remember he looked bruised, but he's actually like, he's like cut up. What was that sound? The children could not have returned, could they? I must go out and search one last time. You get inside the house. I have placed the sword that was to be our gift to Hyrule on the couch. If the mayor comes for it, please give it to him. But, darling, your injuries. Russell? Russell, I need you to look me in the eyes, man. Oh, no, I'm good. I just want to see the interaction. Beast, I have found you. Ow, ah! Criminy. Oh, he's even limping. I can even talk to the frogs? Look at these little guys. I didn't know we had frogs. To humans, this must seem like an average country town. But to us, it's paradise. Let's take a good look around this town. I can see stuff sparkling. Whether or not you can is up to the quality of your senses. Oh. I don't want to scare his freaking poor pregnant wife. That would be too much. Ah, to be a wolf on a night when the moon rides high. Beautiful. Tell me, is your true form a human who is not currently in the town? Nah, just teasing. You're lucky. Criminy. At first I thought the chicken was onto us. Just seeing how on edge everybody is. Oh. Colin must have drew a picture of his family. Oh, but with his unborn brother. Oh. Oh, they have multiple fishing rods that they've made. Well, that's nice. You got the Ordon sword. This is the best craft. This is a sword crafted by Russell, the best swordsman in Ordon, as a tribute to the royal family. That was nice. Alright, so now you have a sword. Looks like you can actually be useful when you concentrate. Alright, no more detours. I'm going to take you back into the Twilight. Go back to the woods where you first transformed into that shape. Of course, the main thing to take away from the inside of this is just the picture of the family together. Looks like Colin was excited to have a brother, or just a sibling of any kind. The town rascals used to play around here a lot, so there's lots of stuff buried nearby. Those just animals just telling me how to be animals, basically. Don't worry, gang, I'll get them back. I like the slow fades, too, to transition between areas. I don't know, it's a small thing, but it gives off a strange vibe. Wait. Come to my spring. You have been transformed by the power of shadow. Come to me. Oh. Beware the shadow being that approaches. This feels very very Kingdom Hearts. I don't know why. All this talk of shadow beings. Oh no, we finally face off against one of these guys. Just look at the way they scurry. Seeing these things scurry at you from like a distance, horrifying. Oh, that's brutal. I do love the look of the spirits. Oh, brave youth. This song gives me some Velvet Room vibes from like Persona. Ooh, otherworldly as heck. I am one of the 4 light spirits that protect Hyrule at the behest of the gods. I am Wardana. Dina? Can I call you Dina? Okay. That protect Hyrule at the behest of the gods. I am Wardana. The black beast you slayed was a shadow being. It had come to seize the power of light I wield. So that's what causes the Twilight to cast over sections of the land. Oh, that's the first time they extended the plight of Hyrule beyond the edges of just Hyrule itself. That's the second time in this game where they've mentioned the outside world beyond Hyrule. To save this land from the King of Twilight, the lost light must be recovered. Oh, it transitioned into the fairy fountain theme. The 3 light spirits who have lost their light must be revived. There is but one who can revive them and redeem this land. You. Still have not discovered your true power. Those transformed by Twilight usually cannot recover their original forms. Unless, if you were to return to Faron Woods, where you were first transformed, if you were to revive the Light Spirit, there, by the power of the Light Spirit, you may find the means to regain your other state of being. You have anything to say about that, Midna? If you want to save the townspeople, you should return to the Twilight Forest where you were transformed into what you are now. You know what it is, right? I do love running around with a sword and shield on her back. Oh, Link's like looking at it. Oh, maybe he's trying to make sure that it's on. Well, so much for not trying to do anything out of our league. Although, as per usual, it's not like we've been given much choice.
bread. It's time.
Hey, look.
Mike, should you need
The Faerun words you know so well. They're now covered in twilight.
gun arch? Take
You
what?
might not be able to come back here, but do you still want to go? Yeah. Hey, that's the first. That time she actually gave me a choice. Holy crud.